A lot of you probably don't want to see a whole video of me explaining every pick I do, so here are my full picks. If you want to hear the explaining though, keep watching. What are you doing? How have you still not subscribed yet? The video's loading right now, so go subscribe right now. You have some time. Go, quickly. Alright, seems like the video has loaded. Enjoy. The first thing we have to do is buy the Shanghai viewer pass, which looks insane by the way. I might even buy 2 of these, I'm not gonna lie. There we go, now we just activate it. And now we have the bronze Shanghai koi, which looks sick by the way. I can't wait to have a diamond one. Alright, first off, I'll explain why I picked MEBR and the Mongols as 3-0. This is the major simulator. I'll put the link in the bio if you want to check it out yourself. Basically, on this site, you can choose who you think is going to win. Let's say I think Gamer Legion is going to win. Then all the matchups change and you can see what the next match is going to be. A lot of these matches are 50-50s. I think Wildcard can beat Fnatic. Wildcard looked really good, while Fnatic looked a bit sloppy and not that strong. So in a best out of 1, they have a big chance of upsetting. Passion UA already beat big ones in a best out of 1. They lost the best out of 3, but they're feeling very passionate, so they might be able to beat them. Then we have MEBR beating Virtus Pro. I did this because I think MEBR is going to go 3-0 or they're not gonna qualify, and they have a pretty big chance of beating Virtus Pro. Virtus Pro always looks weak in best out of 1s, and MEBR looks like a pretty decent team. Now the main reason I'm explaining this to you is so you understand why I picked Mongols and MEBR as 3-0. Let's look at their next matchups. So the next matchup, Mongols play against Pain, which they can easily beat. MEBR plays against Complexity, and MEBR has beaten Complexity quite a few times. Even at this major, MEBR kinda destroyed Complexity. Now Team Liquid against Passion UA, this is kind of 50-50. Liquid loves losing against teams like this, but even if they beat Passion UA, they will go up against MEBR, and MEBR still has a big chance of going 3-0. Now for the Mongols, they go up against Furia, which they have a pretty good chance at beating. Furia looks weak a lot of the times. I would be very surprised if they beat the Mongols, but again, this is kind of 50-50 match. You can go with Furia, you can go with the Mongols, but I prefer the chances of the Mongols. They have that perfect Shanghai Major buff. And the other reason I prefer going with the Mongols is because there is quite a big chance that Wildcard might be able to upset here and beat Furia, which means Mongols against Wildcard, MEBR against Passion UA, there is your 3-0. Now let's move on to why I picked Rare Adam and FlyQuest as 0-3. Going off the same scenario that I used before, and even if you disagree, you can do the picks yourself on this website. Let's say Big beats Passion UA, that means Rare Adam goes against Fnatic and they probably lose as well. Rare Adam against the Mongols, the odds are in the favor of Mongols. I don't see Mongols losing this. For FlyQuest, they kind of have a 50-50 chance against beating Complexity. I just prefer picking Complexity over FlyQuest and other matches. Moving on to round 2, if Virtus Pro loses against MEBR because of our 3-0 pick, that means they play Imperial next, and I think they have a pretty big chance of losing against Imperial. So that means Virtus Pro will play against FlyQuest, because FlyQuest plays against Fnatic, which is a big 50-50, but FlyQuest lost a map against the Drillers. Like, FlyQuest was almost not here. They almost lost against the Drillers, bro. Now for Rare Adam, it probably makes more sense. Their first matchup is already decided. It's a big loss. And then they play against Big, which is a pretty big loss as well. And even if they don't, they play against Fnatic, so they'll probably lose that one as well. And then last up, they play against Gamer Legion, which is kind of 50-50, but I feel like Gamer Legion is just way stronger and they're used to going 0-2, so I think they will beat Rare Adam here and they will go 0-3. Now for my 3-1 and 3-2 picks, basically teams that just qualify, I picked Complexity, Furia, Team Liquid, Passion UA, Big, and Pain. Take Rare Adam for example, there's just a pretty big chance they lose against Mongols, and if they then play, let's say, Gamer Legion, they probably lose. Against Passion UA, they probably lose. They look like a weaker team compared to the other teams. The reason I'm saying this is because even if you don't look at the matchups, the teams I picked look like the strongest teams and look like the teams that should qualify. There is almost always a few upsets though. One of these upsets, for example, is VP not making it through. I think they have a big chance of not making it. If they lose against MEBR, they lose against Imperial, they probably win against FlyQuest, but big VP is a 50-50 matchup. Big against Bastion UA is kind of 50-50 matchup. They already lost against Bastion UA. You see what I'm saying? That's why I picked teams that would have the upper hand in most of their matchups. Let's say Team Liquid, Cloud9, they should have the upper hand here. Complexity, FlyQuest, Complexity should have the upper hand here. Big, Bastion UA, Big should have the upper hand here. So even if they lose against Bastion UA, they will make it through because they play Rare Adam. If they win, they probably won't go 3-0, but they'll still make it through because they fucking lose against the Mongols, and then they play like Cloud9, which they can beat, and then they play against Wildcard, which they can beat. You get what I'm trying to say, right? Now, a lot of people's picks will probably be the same as mine, except most people will probably pick VP over Bastion UA, which does make a lot of sense, and I should probably do as well. But you know what? I'ma just fucking gamble it. Now, let's say you're somebody that likes picking VP over Bastion UA because you like picking all the favorites. Okay, that means that Bastion UA will go up against FlyQuest next, which they can easily win. And even if they manage to lose against FlyQuest, there is an upset bound to happen somewhere. Let's say Gamer Legion loses against Imperial. That means Bastion UA plays Wildcard, and they have a pretty big chance of winning that match again. So the reason I picked Bastion UA is because in a lot of matchups, they will have a big chance of winning. Now let's take a look at VP. They have a 50-50 chance of losing against MEBR. They have a pretty big chance of losing against the Mongols if they manage to win. They have a pretty big chance of losing against Imperial. They have a pretty big chance of losing against Bastion UA because they already did and they're out. Even if they win, they probably match up against like Gamer Legion or something, and they also have a pretty big chance of losing against that team. Hopefully now you understand why I picked these teams and my pick'ems make a little bit of sense to you. I think VP and Cloud9 might be a really good pick as well. So if you want to play it safe, you can go Cloud9 over Bastion UA, or you can go VP. I'd prefer Cloud9 though. I think VP has a pretty big chance of not making it, but I'm sticking with this. I'm a fucking gamble it, and hopefully we all get that diamond coin. Couscous. That, GG's, is going to be it for this video. Let me know in the comments what your pick'ems are, and do not forget to do them because you only have 1 day left. Yeah, Valve is always extremely late and releases the past 2 days before the fucking major starts. So make sure you do not forget to do your pick'ems. And something else I don't want you forgetting is leaving a like on this video, subscribe if you did enjoy it, and maybe even turn on the notifications if you want to see when I upload next. I'll be making a video on every pick'em stage, so make sure to stay tuned for that, and I will see you, GG's, in the next one. Peace.